Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances are usually very good value for money. They smell good. They're usually on the radar. Not many people talk about them. I think at least you should do your research, try them for yourself and see if they're any good to you. So in this video I have another review slash introduction of a fragrance that is super underrated. Nobody else is talking about it, and this is from the very famous house of Azzaro. House of Azzaro is a French brand, which, well, the owner, which called what was his name, something Azzaro, anyway, sorry about that. The owner was Spanish originally, and he settled in France, and he basically started his company. It's called Azzaro in 1960s. He was a designer, and main business was clothings, but they started to have fragrances especially for men as well as women. And today they have a very extensive perfume lineup in their portfolio, probably about at least about 70-80 of them in their portfolio. And they originated, the first one was called Azzaro pour Homme, which is very iconic. It's very classic. Almost every man on earth either bought it, owned it, smelled it, so in some capacity, somewhere, somehow. And this one is a flanker of that original Azzaro pour Homme, which is very iconic, and this is called Edition Noir. So this is Azzaro pour Homme Edition Noir. It came out in 2017, and it's a flanker which, again, nobody else is talking about. In terms of price, in United Kingdom you can find it around under £40 or so, and for that price this is a bargain. It is still retain the original DNA of Azzaro pour Homme in here, but with added few things which I'm going to explain in a minute. So if you like the original, most likely you like this. If you don't like the original, most likely you won't like this. And this is very masculine. This is uber masculine, classic masculine, uber masculine, fougere, barbershop, cream shave smell to it. So it's very classical, and it's an old school perfume, although they're trying to modernize it in here. It came out 2017, but still I would say majority of the DNA in here is very reminiscent of 70s and 80s, or at least 60s and 70s, maybe even to some extent 80s. So you need to like your classical fragrances to enjoy this, otherwise it won't be for you. And also it's very mature. I would say this is 30 years and older to be on the safe side, because the DNA in here is very reminiscent of classical fragrances. So you need to like your classical fragrances to enjoy this. You need to be enjoying uber masculine, barbershoppy, cream shavy, classical, and fougere and fragrances like that. In terms of occasion, this is very good for going out, evening, for special occasion, for formal occasion. But because the price is right, under £40, you can use it anytime, anywhere you want. It's just a recommendation. And in terms of season, this is all year round. I would classify this fragrance fresh to semi-fresh. So it is fresh to semi-fresh. It is bright to semi-dark, so it's not too much darkness in here, so that's why you can use it all year round. You can use it in summer, in winter, no problem. In summer less sprays, in winter more spray. I usually don't go more than 10 sprays of it. It's quite strong. In terms of performance, it is not a beast mode, it's not huge, but it is a good performer. On my skin goes over 6 hours, on t-shirt goes over 8 hours, so it is a medium performer, medium to good performer. In terms of projection, similar story. An arm length of projection around 2 hours or so, and after that slowly will subside. You always have a medium bubble, medium cloud, and a medium trail behind you. But you need it to be like that because you don't want it to shout too much, because this is a gentlemanly, classical, barbershoppy, cream shavy, classical fougere and things like that. Okay, so let me read you the ingredients and we take it from there. On top we have bitter orange, sage and lemon. In the mid we have a geranium, artemisia, caraway. In the base we have oisui super, vetiver, cumin and coumarin. So this is first and foremost, it's very herbal, so you need to like your herbal fragrances. As it says, clary sage. This clary sage is by far the biggest player, at least for the first half of this fragrance. The bitter orange giving it a little bit of bitterness here, and also the zesty feel to it, and also the lemon, it makes it a little bit of brightness in the beginning. Overall it's quite fresh, but it's not super fresh. This is a, as I said, fresh to semi-fresh fragrance, fresh to semi-fresh fragrance. In the mid you have again caraway. The caraway giving again another green aspect, the spicy aspects, and this is very, very spicy, especially the cumin. The cumin is by far the biggest player here in the whole composition, so you need to like your cumin. Cumin is one of those notes that is very divisive. Either you love it or you hate it, so you need to know which camp you're in. I personally love cumin in fragrances because it gives it that warmth, that spicy, that mystical, and also like a mysterious feel to it. The vetiver here giving it another aspect of greenness, green, grassy, and also the fougere overall. Geranium, yes, to some extent, but it's not a big player, giving a little bit of that minty, floral feel in the mid, not too much. And also the artemisia, similar story here, they're not too big. Cumin is by far the biggest player from beginning to the end, and also the herbs, the herbal feel, the fougere overall, that cream shavy. What is not mentioned in the note breakdown is I feel a big vanilla in here, but the vanilla in here is very classical vanilla. It's not a modern vanilla. It gives in that cream shave, that smoothness in the base, and also a little bit of sweetness, not too much. The sweetness overall from 0 to 10, 10 being the sweetest, is around 5 or 6. So it's a moderate sweetness just to balance everything together. Overall, highly recommend it for people who like this kind of fragrances. Classic, fougere, barbershop, cream shave, classic, spicy, green, herbal, woody, and the woods are quite big, especially in the dry down, it gets woodier. And also the cumin is the biggest player, and also the sage, cumin and caraway are the biggest player here, so you need to like your spicy, green, herbal feel overall. Highly recommend it. To me, this is a beautiful fragrance, but it's not for everybody, so you need to know which camp you're in. You need to like what I described, plus you need to like your classical fragrances, uber masculine, the old school perfumery, because when you smell it, it just immediately would take you to 60s and 70s. It's very reminiscent of that era. Very masculine, quite gentlemanly, quite class to it, also this classy overall. Okay guys, so you need to like what you described. This is a no-brainer to me. It's a beautiful fragrance. I'm a middle-aged man, experienced man, and also for my taste, this is very close to my taste. I love my classical fragrances, and also I love my green spicy fragrances, so it's naturally I'm gravitating towards this. So if you have it, if you tried it, let us know your experience. That would be useful for others to read. If you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative, valuable, or entertaining, don't forget to hit those buttons. This way help me, encourage me, motivate me to bring you fragrances like this in future that nobody else is talking about. They're amazing value for money, they smell great, and they are hidden gems. And this beauty is definitely a hidden gem. If you want to purchase one of my own perfume and support me that way and get something very beautiful in return, you could do that, but you need to live in the United Kingdom in order to do so. I leave them in the link. They're out of this world, super artistic, ultra beast mode, very mysterious, very unique, very bold and huge and big, and ultra beast mode. They are very strong, and also one of the best ingredients in the world for the price you're paying. The second you smell it, you smell quality of the ingredients, and that is you cannot replicate, you cannot get it anywhere else. It's just from me. There are 20 of them in my lineup. They're all different from each other, and they are amazing value for money, and they are ultra beast mode as well. I leave them in the link. If you want to invite me to a coffee, you could do that as well. I'll appreciate it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you later. Bye.